It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we're in for a show from Anthony Richardson. He got his reps in a week ago, over 400 yards through the air. It's the Ravens and the Bengals coming up next.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Throwing to start the drive. Vincent. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. That's Kalijah Cansey in to get him down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early 2nd and long they're facing. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. That'll net 7 yards on the ground, but it'll leave him with a healthy distance still to go on 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. He'll take it at the 42. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
He's really been someone special to watch this season and brings a real unique element to their offense. Even with defenses focusing on him all year, he still sits 4th in the league in yardage. Hard to come up with an answer for a back playing as well as he has been. They've got their work cut out for them in this one as he chases another big week.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. You talk about this Bengals defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here at 1st and 10.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And only in the 1st quarter, so they better get a wrangle on a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you can get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Quick throw completed by Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. He got 29 yards that time.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Ravens hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-0. They go play action with Richardson. Got a man, it's caught. For a A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens add 6 to their lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Vincent. Short throw caught by Dulcich. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
To throw on 2nd down. Vincent. A quick throw there is incomplete. Hey, look at this Baltimore defense. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Go, go, go. Taking it about the 16. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Right, a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 12. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A gain there of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Richardson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
is loose. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal. As some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Anthony Richardson scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Ravens are able to add on to that lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd down and 9. Back to throw. Vincent. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Vincent. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Micah Parsons. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Richardson off the play fake. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Richardson completes a quick one out wide. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Robinson diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
The extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Vincent, and his throw here is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Micah Parsons in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Richardson. He's got the hook up here to Nelson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Richardson to the air on 1st down. He completes it to Nelson. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On first down, Richardson. Flushed out right. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Richardson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From 8 yards out. And the Ravens continue to pull away here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and the route is on here in this first half.
Bengals nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
19 tight, 19 tight.
First and 10, it's Richardson. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing on first down. Vincent. That is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. A lot to get to here this final day of September. So let's get started. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. Josh Downs, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Jaguars trying to hold on and claim victory. It was a former Longhorn, Bijan Robinson, who was tough to stop in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half. Because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question.
From the
Nevertheless,
end zone.
let's get you back out to Brandon
And only
Charles.
able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Crisp. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right?
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And now off to the races down the right side. They picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball, running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third.
It's only good if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
Forced out to his left. Got an open man. It's Burnett. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On 1st down, Crisp. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Here's Richardson to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens extend their lead yet again. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, it's Parks, and he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the check up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Cowboy 80.
Robinson up the middle. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with second and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Throwing on second and long. Richardson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Richardson back to throw it. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. It's taken to the 26. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4. Now a handoff up the middle. Parks, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, Vincent. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
He'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Vincent. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First down, Baltimore.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially. Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Up the middle they go. Crisp. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
The Ravens on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Richardson. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Nelson. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals set to take over. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
To throw on second down. Vincent. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Looking to throw on second down. Vincent. Short throw caught by Dulcich. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
That's a gain of 4.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Operating from the gun. Vincent. And that is incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is taken at the 23. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now 3rd down and 7. Now Richardson. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, and it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Vincent throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw again.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Micah Parsons able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Great use on the coverage defensively.
They'll pitch it to Robinson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 74 yards rushing for him now to this point. They need 2. Here's third down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. He pitches it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. First and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Richardson looking to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Richardson out of the shotgun. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you're going to take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.
So for Baltimore, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.